Oh my goodness, you guys. Okay, wow. The energy coming through right now is absolutely wild. There is somebody out there who is so tired, like exhausted to their core, of what another person has been saying about you. And I'm talking about repeating the same lies, the same twisted stories, the same manipulation over and over again. But here's the thing that's really shaking me up as I'm connecting with this energy. People are finding out the truth. And when I tell you they are shocked, I mean jaws are. Literally on the floor. They cannot believe what you actually went through, and somehow you're still standing, you're still here, you still found a way to smile through all of it. So, if you've been feeling like nobody sees you, like nobody understands what really happened, this reading is your confirmation that the truth is coming to light in ways you never expected. Hello, beautiful souls. This is Alara, and welcome back to True Soul Tarot Guidance. I am so glad you're here with me today because the messages coming through are powerful, they are emotional, and they pertain to justice finally manifesting in your circumstances. Before we commence, I would like to remind you, as always, to only accept what resonates with you. Not every aspect of this reading will be relevant to everyone observing. So trust your intuition and embrace what feels appropriate for your journey. Discard the rest. Now, let us explore what the spirit has to convey regarding the underlying issues and why individuals are profoundly disgusted with the manner in which this person has treated you. I am currently shuffling the cards, and astonishingly, the first card that emerged is the Seven of Swords. Oh my goodness, everyone. This card signifies deception, falsehoods, and covert actions, engaging in activities behind others' backs. I am immediately sensing that there is an individual in your life, or someone who was once in your life, who has been speaking ill of you. But this is not merely casual gossip. No, indeed, this individual has been strategic. They have been calculating. The Seven of Swords reveals someone who was fully aware of their actions when they began disseminating these narratives about you. They were not simply expressing their frustrations or processing their emotions. They had a deliberate agenda. They aimed to manipulate the narrative. They sought to ensure that before you could ever present your perspective, they had already tainted the well. What I perceive is that this individual would engage with certain people, specific groups, and particular cycles, consistently making you the subject of discussion. It is as if they were unable to restrain themselves. Furthermore, the manner in which they recounted these tales, oh my goodness, it invariably portrayed themselves as the victim and you as the antagonist. They recounted how much you had hurt them, how you had wronged them, and how you were untrustworthy. However, what is coming through with such clarity is that the statements they made about you were not reflective of your actions. These were projections. These were the very things they were inflicting upon you. However, they reversed the narrative and portrayed you as the offender. I am also sensing that some of you experienced this individual manipulating your statements. You would express something entirely innocent or attempt to establish a boundary, and this person would take your words, distort them, rearrange them, and present them to others in a manner that made you appear unfavorable. It embodies the behavior of someone taking screenshots of text conversations while erasing their own messages in between, making your replies seem irrational. It reflects the behavior of someone claiming that you are always instigating conflict when, in fact, they are the one provoking you to elicit a response. The Seven of Swords affirms that this individual was indeed a blatant deceiver in relation to you. Now, the second card I am drawing here is the Three of Swords in reverse. Remarkable. The upright Three of Swords signifies heartbreak, betrayal, and painful realities, but in reverse, It indicates that the process of healing is commencing while also revealing that this individual did not wish for you to heal. They did not want you to progress. They did not want you to attain tranquility. Each time you began to feel better, each time you started to distance yourself from the turmoil, this person would find a way to draw you back in or initiate another cycle of gossip to ensure you continue to endure the emotional distress of being misinterpreted and misrepresented. I sense that some of you may have even attempted to mend relationships with certain individuals, or you sought to clarify your perspective, and this person ensured they reached them first. They made it a point to sow seeds of doubt regarding you so that even when you were being truthful, people viewed you with suspicion. They questioned your integrity, which is incredibly painful because you are someone with a sincere heart. You are someone who genuinely cares about others. You are not attempting to harm anyone. However, this individual has made it their objective to convince others that you are the issue. The Three of Swords in reverse indicates that there were times when you felt utterly shattered by this situation. There were nights when sleep eluded you as you replayed every detail in your mind, trying to understand what you did to warrant such treatment. You experienced moments of self-doubt, questioning whether you might indeed be the problem. I want to emphasize that the spirit is affirming that you are not the issue. You never were. This individual projected their own darkness onto you, and others were persuaded by it because this person is exceptionally persuasive. They are adept at playing the victim, eliciting sympathy, and making others feel as though they must defend them from you. However, significant changes are occurring now. Allow me to draw the next card as I sense a shift in energy. The third card is the Justice card. Oh, how fitting this card is at this moment. Justice has arrived, and she is unwavering. This card embodies truth, fairness, karma, and accountability. What the spirit reveals is that the fabrications are beginning to catch up with this individual. The narratives they have spun are starting to unravel. People are beginning to inquire and notice discrepancies in what this person has claimed about you. I sense that there may have been a particular incident or conversation where this individual made a statement that simply did not align, prompting someone to think, wait a moment, that does not add up. Once that seed of doubt was sown, individuals began to reassess everything this person had communicated with a new perspective. They started to recognize that this person's portrayal of events was consistently too convenient, always casting them in a favorable light while depicting you unfavorably. This is not how real life operates. This is not how genuine conflict unfolds. Every story has two sides, yet this individual has only presented one side, ensuring it was the one that served their interests. Justice also indicates that individuals are now stepping forward. These are people who previously remained silent, either to avoid involvement or to prevent disruption, but they have grown weary. They are fatigued from witnessing this individual undermine you. They are exhausted from being complicit in the smear campaign, even if only by their silence. Now, they are beginning to voice their truths. They are asserting, in fact, that is not what transpired. In fact, I was present, and this individual is deceiving. In fact, I possess the knowledge of what truly occurred. When I say that the person who has been speaking about you is currently in a state of panic, I mean it sincerely. They did not anticipate this outcome. They believed they had successfully deceived everyone. They thought they had utterly ruined your reputation and that they were secure in their lives. However, the Justice card reveals that the truth inevitably surfaces. Always. It may require time, but it will emerge, and it is emerging now. Before I proceed with the remainder of this reading, I would like to take a moment to express my gratitude to all who support this channel. Your energy, presence, and engagement are invaluable to me. If this reading resonates with you and you find value in these messages, I encourage you to support the channel through Super Thanks. Whether it is $10, $20, or $30, every contribution aids me in continuing to create this content for you. If you wish to delve deeper, consider becoming a channel member. Members receive access to exclusive readings, extended content, and a wonderful community of like-minded individuals. Your support enables me to consistently be here for you. Therefore, I thank you sincerely. Now, let us return to this reading, as there is much more to explore. The fourth card I am drawing is the Eight of Swords in reverse. Oh my goodness, everyone. The Eight of Swords in its upright position signifies a sense of entrapment, a feeling of having no alternatives, and a perception of being stuck in a situation with no escape. I am definitely sensing that this is the state this individual intended for you to experience. They aim to isolate you, to create confusion, and to make you question your own reality. When you are enveloped in the energy of the Eight of Swords, clarity of thought eludes you. You are unable to perceive a way forward, feeling immobilized by fear and uncertainty. However, since this card appears in reverse, it indicates that you are liberating yourself from that confinement. You are removing the blindfold and severing the ties that have bound you. This transformation is occurring because the truth is liberating you. As others begin to recognize this person for who they truly are, you are no longer shouldering the burden of their deceit alone. You are no longer the sole individual aware of the reality of the situation. Others are beginning to see it as well, and that acknowledgement, that validation, is immensely powerful. It is freeing you from the mental and emotional prison this person attempted to confine you within. I am also sensing that some of you have embarked on your own healing journey, independent of all this turmoil. At some point, you resolved that regardless of whether people believed you or acknowledged the truth, you would concentrate on your own peace and personal growth. This decision, this dedication to yourself, is what initiated the breaking of the spell. Because when you cease defending yourself, when you stop trying to persuade others, and when you stop expending energy on the falsehoods, you transition into a different frequency, and that frequency is what is facilitating the emergence of justice energy now. The Eight of Swords in reverse also indicates that this individual is now the one who is ensnared. They are caught in their own fabrications, trapped in the web they have spun, and they are beginning to realize that the walls are closing in. Individuals are posing inquiries that they are unable to respond to. Individuals are confronting them regarding inconsistencies. Individuals are retracting their support and sympathy, leading this individual to experience a significant decline as they have constructed their entire identity around being the victim in your narrative. They have formed connections predicated on others feeling pity for them and shielding them from you. However, as the truth begins to surface, those connections are deteriorating. Those alliances are disintegrating. I am receiving messages from the Spirit indicating that some of you will soon receive communications, including apologies, from individuals who were part of this person's entourage, messages from those who believe the falsehoods and may have even contributed to your mistreatment. These communications will be attempts to clarify, to apologize, and to regain your favor. I want to emphasize that you are not obligated to grant anyone your forgiveness. You are not required to allow anyone access to your life simply because they have finally come to their senses. You have the right to safeguard your tranquility. You have the authority to determine who merits a place in your life moving forward. Now, the fifth and final card I am drawing for this reading is the Queen of Wands. Oh, how remarkable. This is indeed you. This represents you perfectly. The Queen of Wands embodies confidence, magnetism, creativity, and passion, and she does not diminish her brilliance for anyone. What the Spirit is revealing to me is that, in spite of all that this individual has put you through, despite the lies, betrayal, and the public humiliation they attempted to impose upon you, you continue to shine. You remain steadfast in your strength. You are still that same beautiful, vibrant soul that you have always been. The Queen of Wands conveys to me that this individual was, in fact, envious of you. They were envious of your energy, your warmth, and the natural attraction people have towards you. They were envious of your resilience, your capacity to persevere even in challenging times. They were envious of your authenticity, a quality they lack. They are perpetually in performance mode, consistently putting on a facade and attempting to manipulate how others perceive them. In contrast, you remain authentically yourself, and this authenticity resonates with people. Individuals are drawn to that genuine energy, and I believe this person was aware, on some level, that they could never truly match it. Rather than focusing on self-improvement or addressing their own wounds and insecurities, they resorted to undermining you. Their aim was to tarnish your image, to elevate their own by comparison. They sought to overshadow your brilliance so that theirs could appear more luminous, yet their efforts were futile because the Queen of Wands cannot be diminished. She embodies fire, passion, and life force energy, which cannot be extinguished regardless of the intensity of the attempts. Furthermore, I perceive from the Queen of Wands that you navigated this situation with far more grace than many realize. You had the option to unleash a scorched earth response. You could have exposed this individual or publicly shamed them, but you chose not to. Instead, you opted for the high road, concentrating on your own healing and personal journey. This choice is precisely why the Justice card is manifesting now. You refrain from forcing karma or seeking revenge. You placed your trust in the belief that the truth would reveal itself in divine timing, and indeed it is. Spirit is also conveying that your future is exceptionally bright. Regardless of what this person attempted to obstruct, be it opportunities or relationships, they were unsuccessful. You are entering a new chapter filled with authentic connections, wonderful opportunities, and profound fulfillment. The Queen of Wands is a creator. She constructs empires, inspires others, and lives life according to her own terms, which is precisely what you are doing now. This individual wished to dictate your narrative, but you reclaimed the pen. You are the author of your own life, not them. I sense that some of you may soon find yourselves in a situation where this person attempts to reach out to you directly. They may attempt to apologize, provide explanations, or offer excuses. Yet the energy of the Queen of Wands advises you to trust your instincts. If their actions do not seem sincere, if they appear manipulative, or if it feels as though they are merely trying to preserve their own image, you are under no obligation to accept their overtures. You are not required to grant them closure. You do not have to alleviate their discomfort regarding their actions. Your tranquility holds greater significance than their ease. The true beauty of this reading lies not in exposing this individual or seeking revenge, but in your own visibility. It is about your validation. It is about others finally comprehending your experiences and acknowledging the strength it required to endure them. Allow me to emphasize that what this individual subjected you to was far from trivial. It constituted a deliberate, ongoing effort to undermine your reputation and disrupt your peace of mind. This was a person who was fully aware of their actions and proceeded regardless, prioritizing their ego over your well-being. However, you have emerged from this ordeal. You remain present, resilient, and not only are you enduring, but you are also flourishing, developing, and transforming into the best version of yourself, which is precisely what is driving this person to the brink of insanity. They anticipated your collapse. They expected you to shatter. They thought you would surrender, but you did not. Now, they must witness your ascent while they descend. Additionally, Spirit reveals that there exists a specific group of individuals who are particularly appalled by this person's conduct. These may include mutual friends, family, colleagues, or community members who were misled by a particular narrative about you and accepted it as truth. However, they are now confronted with the evidence. They are observing the proof. They are recognizing the behavioral patterns and coming to the realization that they were manipulated. They were exploited as pawns in this individual's scheme. This realization is unsettling for them. No one enjoys feeling deceived. No one appreciates discovering that they were misled and manipulated. These individuals are not merely upset with this person for their actions towards you. They are also feeling discontent for their own sake. They are frustrated that they were manipulated. They are distressed that they unwittingly took part in something detrimental without having the complete picture. Furthermore, some of them will express their anger and disappointment quite vocally. This individual is about to face the consequences of public opinion. They are on the verge of experiencing what it is like to have their words scrutinized. They are about to understand what it means to be perceived as the issue. Now, I recognize that some of you may feel a sense of satisfaction regarding this situation. That feeling is perfectly natural. It is human to feel vindicated and relieved that the truth is finally surfacing. However, I aid you not to become overly engrossed in their misfortune. For the most effective form of revenge is to live well, to find happiness, to achieve peace, and to be surrounded by those who truly love and support you. Do not allow their karma to become your primary concern. Instead, let your own blessings take precedence. Additionally, I sense that some of you have been seeking guidance regarding this matter. You have been praying for clarity, justice, and the revelation of the truth. This reading serves as confirmation that your prayers have been acknowledged and are being fulfilled. The wheels of justice may turn slowly at times, but they are always in motion and currently working in your favor. Have faith that everything is unfolding as it should. Trust that you are safeguarded. Trust that you are cherished. Trust that you are precisely where you need to be. Now, dear souls, before I conclude this reading, I kindly request a favor from you. If this message resonated with you, if it provided you with clarity, comfort, or confirmation, please take a moment to share this video with your friends. When you engage with the content by liking and sharing, it helps the YouTube algorithm push this video out to new audiences who might really need to hear this message. There are so many people out there going through similar situations, feeling alone and misunderstood. And your simple act of sharing could be exactly what helps them find this guidance. So let's hype up this video together and spread this message of truth and justice to everyone who needs it. So, to wrap up this reading, I just want to leave you with this final message. You have been through something incredibly difficult. You have been lied about, betrayed, misunderstood, and targeted by someone who should have treated you better, but you survived. And not only did you survive, you kept your heart open. You kept your integrity intact. You kept your light shining, and that is remarkable. That is powerful. That is the mark of a true warrior. The truth is coming out now, and people are seeing this person for who they really are. People are shocked and disgusted by what they are learning. People are reaching out, apologizing, wanting to make things right, and you get to decide what happens next. You get to decide who gets access to you and who doesn't. You get to decide what forgiveness looks like for you. You get to decide how you want to move forward. This is your story now, not theirs. So, write it beautifully. Write it boldly. Write it in a way that honors everything you've been through and everything you're becoming. I'm sending you so much love and light. Thank you for being here. This is Blue from Twin Soul Collective Guidance, and I'll see you in the next reading.